Welcome to the Big Movement Podcast. If you're ready to create results and make huge strides in your business, finances, personal development, and health, then you're in the right place. Pushing past excuses and powering through procrastination can be a challenge alone. Here, you'll get the support, tools, and knowledge you need to get to the level you desire in your business and life. Let's get started with your host, Byron Ingram.
And welcome to another episode of the Big Movement Podcast. Today, we are going to talk about action is everything. Just the other day on my Facebook page, if you haven't had a chance to check it out, go to facebook.com/thebyroningram. I did a video talking about the importance of learning. However, while learning is important, it's vital. Execution, taking action is everything. So let's think about this for a moment. You can watch a video about how to ride a bike, how to scuba dive, all sorts of things 24 hours a day. But the reality is, you will never master it until you do it. So in terms of riding a bike, what does that mean? It means put the book down, put the phone down, put your butt on a seat, and start pedaling. We have to do this in all areas of our life, that there comes a time when we have to stop learning and stop doing. And it doesn't mean that we say, that's it, I'm done, I'm not learning anything else. No, we have to take that knowledge and implement it, because that's how we reach mastery. We have to evolve. We have to take that information and then make it our own. Because when we think about the concept of learning, what we're doing is we're leveraging the information someone else has gathered for us, their blueprint. And then we have to make it our own, to imprint it upon our muscles. Think about with riding a bike, that you're going to see someone drawing diagrams, all the ways of doing it. But then as you do it, you're going to feel like, oh, well, if I do it this way, it works better for me. You have to be able to do that, to make something your own. Because then as you have a coach, someone who's walking you through it, you develop the muscle memory accordingly to be able to do that. The same thing when you're marketing your business online. You are learning from someone, and then you start discovery, because that's the key to it. When you finish that stage of learning and you move into implementation and you make it your own, you're going to evolve into discovery and start figure out ways to make it better yourself. So that is what you want to focus in on. But how do you do this in your business or in other areas? Because there's so much learning, and where people tend to get stuck is they feel that they never have enough. Well, you have to break things down, because in many cases, when you look at implementing something, there's so many moving pieces that you get stuck and you think, well, there's no way in the world I can do this. I don't know how I'm going to make it happen. Well, you have to break it down. Have you ever heard that expression? How do you eat an elephant? And, some people will say, well, it's one bite at a time. I would say, no, it's not one bite at a time. It's with hot sauce. It's with ketchup. It's with mustard. You put something on it to make it work. You have to make something your own. So this is how we're going to break things down. With any new task, something that you're going to do, break it down into those basic components. And no matter how complex it is, you have to look at how do you break it down into its individual subsections. So using the concept of riding a bike, in the beginning, obviously, if you're to look at all the different things you can do, there's tons. But realistically, the first thing you want to be able to do is not fall and bust your head. So let's look at it. If your goal is to ride it, what would you do? Your first thing is to be able to do something simple like getting on the bike, to be able to go a couple feet without falling over. And then as you master that, you're going to be thinking, how do I make the turns? How do I stop? And then you constantly build upon it. So when you look in your business, an easy way to do it is this. Break something down into 30 days. What set of skills do you need to do? What things do you need to practice upon week 1? Then look at week 2. How do you leverage what you learned in the first week and incorporate it into the second week? So you're constantly building on the knowledge that you have that keeps you moving forward. That's the key to it. That you want to create a foundation, because all of it comes into the fundamentals. When you can master the fundamentals of something, it becomes easier to build upon everything on top of it. Because then when you move to the more advanced things, it becomes simpler because you understand the principles behind it. So what I want you to do is look at what you're doing currently in your business. Look at the things that you've been learning and decide upon what's one thing I want to implement, and then break it down into its subcomponents. What are all the things needed to make it work? This is one of those things that makes a world of difference in your business. And then once you have this done and you make it 4 weeks, it's not stopping right there. You rinse and repeat. You might have to learn another skill to get to mastery with what you truly want to do, but you just don't stop with that one thing you learned. You keep repeating it until mastery. And that's that missing thing. You keep doing it over and over and over. Because you have to move through this process where when you're learning a new skill, you have what's known as conscious incompetence. It means that you're fully aware you have no idea what you're doing. And then it's going to scale up to eventually arrive at unconscious competence where you don't have to think about it. Think about when you're riding a bike after you've been doing it for years and years. You don't think about how do you balance yourself or how do you make these turns. You just do it because it's instinct. You don't think about it. That's what you have to do, is keep repeating things until you reach that level of mastery. So what I challenge you today is look at what's going on in your life and your business and break it down to those components. So that way you can scale your business up to where you want it to be and move beyond just being in that constant stage of learning. So you can move into being in a stage of constantly be learning, but also be constantly implementing. So with that, take action today and implement what you've been learning, because when you do that, you'll reach mastery in your life. So go out there and make it an awesome day.
Thanks for listening to the Big Movement Podcast today. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Now that you've surely been inspired to take your entrepreneurial career and business to the next level, you can stop by the website and get more. And if you're ready to boost your business brand, be sure to grab your free report, 7 Easy Steps to Build Your Brand Today.